Okay, friends, here's a story of a whole bunch of strangers getting together and doing just the right thing. Huh? Yeah. No, really. And this could have been a pretty bad scene, but worked out okay. This one's called A Pup in a Jam. Yesterday I was heading north along one of my favorite paths to go to work. That would be Highway 31, running between Washington, New Jersey, and then ending at its northern terminus in Buttsville, New Jersey. Not too far from Hot Dog Johnny's, right. I was rolling up to the Jackson Valley Road in a junction, counting on a green through light. I suddenly had to hit the brakes. I spotted trouble just ahead. Truth be known, I sensed trouble more than I actually saw any trouble. There wasn't any accident in front of me, but somehow things just didn't look right. Off on the shoulder along the southbound lane, just below the traffic light, I spotted a parked white SUV. Cars don't normally park in that spot unless they might be waiting for someone to catch up to them. Sometimes I guess they might stop to check a map or make a call. Over the years, I've seen very, very few vehicles stop there for a breather. It's mostly because there isn't a whole lot of room on the shoulder, and well, if that light's green for southbound traffic, no one slows down for that junction. It's a full steam ahead kind of intersection. Nothing seemed to be wrong at first glance. I figured that maybe someone just had to make a pit stop in the bushes. Still, I kept my foot off the gas pedal just in case something was up. As I got closer, I did see a young couple, maybe in their 20s, walking around the SUV and looking at the ground as if they had lost something. The woman was on the passenger side, and the guy was coming along on the driver's side. Now and then they'd squat down and look under the car. Even seeing them from a distance and certainly not being able to hear them, I felt that something was wrong. The couple wasn't in panic mode. Still, their body language made them appear to me to be worried. The guy walking between the road and the car wasn't in the safest of spots for sure, but he didn't let that worry him. For the moment, traffic was not passing by. However, a big semi hauling a box trailer was north of the intersection and heading their way, and I'm sure he was trying to maintain speed for the upcoming hill in his direction. He had the green light and he'd be needing it. The young man at the car waved at the girl and pointed. He hollered directions to her. Then he got down low and reached under the car as she got down low on her side of the vehicle. Both of them did like a fast duck walk, heading for the front. Their arms were outstretched as far as possible. The trucker apparently saw the situation and slowed down as the two young people lunged towards the front bumper. Bang! Right out of the shadows popped a tiny black dog. It might have been a pup, or maybe it was a miniature. You name it. I couldn't tell. This much I could tell you: that little dog must have been a backfield halfback running fool in a past life. Yeah, the young man lunged and grabbed at the dog. I think he had him by the right rear leg. I saw a flash of very white teeth, very white and very sharp teeth, go for the poor guy's right pinky finger, and the dog was loose again. I guess the poor pup was in a state of panic. That finger looked like it would need stitches. The semi was still coming, but it had slowed down quite a bit. The girl begged the dog to come over to her. I could just imagine all the sweet talk. The dog wasn't buying it at all. No, sir. I think the trouble was that the dog didn't know the people, the couple. I'm guessing that they spotted it wandering on the roadway and stopped to somehow get it to safety. The guy's finger didn't seem to be quite that bad, so the couple kept trying. That only made the dog nuttier, and he ran away and out into the southbound lane, right in front of the semi. That trucker knew his stuff. I don't know what happened to that load he was hauling. I'm sure it got rattled pretty good back in the box when the air brakes were called into action. That truck stopped on half a dime as the dog ran right out in front of it and then laid down with his little red tongue sticking out in a state of heavy pant. That trucker didn't do the air horn thing. Anyone would have been tempted to do that, but he kept his cool and ignited his four-ways. Southbound traffic, well, would have to wait. By now, I had the intersection, the northbound lanes blocked, and one lady passed me very slowly on my right and parked on a lawn. I could see her rummaging a bit around, rummaging around a bit in her on the front seat there, at something on her front seat. She had got out of her car and ran past me on my side of the van. She hollered that she had some salami, and maybe that would do the trick. I was tearing my van apart trying to find anything I could use as a leash. The dog was still laying down and panting on the roadway. I had maybe, I don't know, that dog had maybe 1/1,000,000th of the mass of that semi. Still, he had that truck stopped as if it faced Mount Rushmore. Yeah, it was quite the standoff. I think the pup wasn't much bigger than one lug nut on that car, on that semi's front wheel, but he had that truck stopped dead in the road. The couple and the lady with the salami approached slowly from three directions. You should have heard all the sweet talk. It didn't take long. The salami lady only gave the pup a lickety sniff of that precious cold cut in her hand. The pup was hooked. It wasn't time to grab the dog just yet. The kind lady just kept doing a reverse duck walk, heading towards the lawn on the east side of the highway. I didn't realize it, but she had extra salami stuffed in her back pocket. That way she could afford to hand out the occasional taste of heaven. In due time, they were on the lawn of a local small cabin motel complex. We could see a woman, I think, in a bathrobe running out of one of the cabins. Yeah, she had a leash in her hands. She looked pretty worried. In fact, I think she was crying pretty hard. The pup saw her, grabbed one more bite of salami, and then, barking like a fool, bolted for the woman in the bathrobe. Yep, and the leash wasn't needed. That little black dog just seemed to sprout wings and landed with a thud, a tiny thud, right in her human's waiting arms. I was still near my van and signaled that northbounders were free to move on. The trucker released the air brakes and let loose with a happy blast from his horn. He waved his fist in the air and let out with a cheer. He let the young couple pass in front before he threw the gears into low for the long climb southbound. They waved at him. The girl threw him a kiss. Her guy's finger wasn't bleeding that bad, and a simple Band-Aid would probably be all he needed to fix it up good and proper. Clean it off a bit, you know. The salami lady walked past me, heading for her car. I said how that salami and her quick thinking really saved the day. She acted like she had done nothing special. She had just done what anyone else would do in that situation. Well, I don't know, but that's how she felt. She said how something had to be done, and well, what else was there to do but do it? She was right. I hollered as she walked past me to her car. This time it was your turn and you did it. You saved the day. Congratulations. I don't think she heard me, but that's okay. She heard a second light toot from the trucker's air horn, and she saw him give her a wink. I think that did the trick. That was enough. Huh? Cool. Anyway, it was a great story, and it's as best I can remember it. It's true. It worked. I saw it happen just yesterday, right in front of my own two eyes. I had to write it down. Okay, I'll see you later, friends. Thank you, and God bless.